Okay, Freunde, das wird jetzt eine 4-teilige Serie an Videos, die wir uns angucken, denn ich habe das ultimative Squad-Game wieder gescoutet für TRYMACS, Rumatra, SEBO, vielleicht kann sogar noch, wenn er Bock hat, Repass mitmachen. Richtig geiles Game, da gehen wir jetzt rein. Ist von einem deutschen Entwicklerstudio, die zeigen immer mehr Videos. Da kam heute auch ein neues, das gucken wir uns auch noch gleich an. Da gehen wir jetzt einfach mal rein.
From the darkness, awaken. Let the fire in your veins guide you. For you shall have nothing else to survive. No food or comfort until it is earned. The ones before you were fools. They pillaged the earth for a magical elixir.
Das hat auf jeden Fall schon unfassbare Valheim-Hypes. Nur halt nicht diese ganz krass pixelige Grafik, schon alles deutlich hochwertiger. Aber ihr werdet sehen, da ist echt sehr geil, das Game.
A ruinous blight. My newborn flame, master the staff, the bow, the shield, and the blade. For in the fog, weakness is a feast.
Das sieht schon sehr episch aus.
Cast yourself into the rude beauty of our world. Unlock her secrets. Shape the earth, dive into the shroud, seek treasures and ancient wisdom. Build, not for yourself.
Geiles Bausystem, ganz wichtig. Zieht's euch rein, guckt's euch an, wie krass man bauen kann in dem Game. Das sieht so geil aus.
Waiting for you to raise a village or a kingdom.
Junge.
Craft arms worthy of legend. And ignite your skills.
Und einen geilen Skilltree.
Flameborn. Call upon your allies and together take back your realm.
Ja, es sieht sehr krass aus, das Game. Holy moly. Das war jetzt einer der ersten Trailer. Jetzt gucken wir uns ein Video über das Combat-Gameplay an. Sehr, sehr geil.
Welcome to Enshrouded. Today we'll be introducing you to a mini-series of videos exploring the key pillars of the game, including combat, building, and survival. Let's start with the basic combat mechanics in today's video. Enshrouded allows the players to lock onto enemies in order to focus their attacks and movement on specific opponents. As the enemy attacks, you can block their action with or without a shield. Blocking an attack costs stamina, and once depleted, attacks cannot be blocked anymore. With the right timing, you can also parry enemy attacks. A successful parry will block incoming attacks, but also heavily drain the enemy's stamina.
Kampfsystem hat direkt so ein bisschen so, finde ich, Dark Souls-Vibes, ne? Das muss aber sich wirklich präzise anfühlen. Wenn das wieder so ein unpräzises System ist, da gehe ich jetzt aber nicht von aus, dann wäre das halt nicht so geil, ne? Ich finde, da scheitern auch so die meisten Survival-Games dran, dass sie so ganz weirde Kampfsysteme teilweise haben, die sich total unbefriedigend anfühlen.
This leads us to the merciless attack. A powerful finisher
Ja,
that can only be used when
das geht
an enemy's
übelst in die Richtung von
stamina
Dark
has been
Souls.
depleted. Once the attack becomes available, it can deal a devastating
Level
blow
up.
to your enemy. In Enshrouded, you will have a variety of powerful weapons to choose from. For example, you can use bows for ranged combat in combination with
Ja, das sieht
different
gut
types
aus.
of arrow. There are also wands for faster shots of elemental damage types, as well as staffs for mana-based, slower and heavier attacks that can also affect group of enemies.
Holy.
Apart from swords, there are also heavy melee weapons like hammers and axes, as well as explosives, hopefully offering the weapon of choice for different kinds of playstyles and challenges. Now that you are familiar with the basics, Enshrouded places a strong emphasis on the value of preparation before entering into combat. It is important to focus on extensive preparations, such as resting, cooking various foods by using recipes.
Das sieht auch nicht aus wie so ein typisches Early Access Game, wenn ich ehrlich bin. Wenn ich das Spiel jetzt schon sehe, ich glaube, die releasen das auch, das ist direkt ein Full Release. Also das ist, glaube ich, kein Early Access, wenn das Game rauskommt. Ich bin mir jetzt aber nicht zu 100% sicher. Das sieht aber schon sehr, sehr hochwertig aus, muss man ehrlich sagen, ne? Ich weiß gar nicht mehr, wie gesagt, das ist ja ein deutsches Entwicklerstudio. Die haben irgendein anderes Game vorher entwickelt. Ich weiß nicht, vielleicht weiß es jemand und kann es mal in den Chat schreiben.
Potions and other items to gain an advantage in the battle. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel where we will explain this in a bit more detail. As you explore the world of Enshrouded, you will encounter many enemy factions such as the Fel, Scavengers, Wild Beasts, and Wildlife. Each of them can be found in unique areas of the game. There are various approaches you can take towards enemy fights. If you're the type of player who prefers to avoid direct combat, you can choose to scout and sneak your way around enemies to avoid alerting them to your presence. For players who enjoy ranged combat, you can also use bows, staffs, and wands to attack enemies from a distance. As the world of Enshrouded is a fully voxel-based, you can even dig your way around the obstacles. The possibilities are endless, and it is up to you.
Das ist so krass gemacht, ne? Du kannst dich in einem Haus durchbauen und dann von hinten anschleichen.
In this section, we'll be discussing the game's leveling system, customization, and multiplayer experience. As players explore and survive in the game, they will gain experience points and level up. With each level gained, players will unlock skill points that can be used in a skill tree. For example, there are active abilities such as double jump, sneak attack, and blink.
Oha, du kannst sogar einen Double Jump skillen und sowas.
All of the skills and players' class directions can be mixed in any way possible, which allows for a variety of different builds. Apart from a single player, the game also allows players to play with up to 16 players on a dedicated server in a co-op environment.
Alter, das sieht so krass aus.
Players can also heal and buff their party members or revive them if they fall to the enemy.
Junge, das sieht schon richtig geil aus. Vor allem, dass du legendäre Waffen kriegst, wenn du die Welt erkundest. Also, dass du die da finden kannst. So, nächste Video ist über Building und Terraforming. Auch sehr interessant. Bausystem ist sehr krass von dem Game.
Welcome back to Enshrouded. Today let's talk about voxel-based building and terraforming. You want to build a tower and castle? Sure thing. Maybe something darker like a skull castle. We've got you covered. You want to live underground or build your own dungeon? Just start digging.
Das ist auch saugeil, ne? Du kannst halt in Berge dich richtig reinbauen. Das ist so eine Sache, die habe ich in Valheim immer extrem vermisst, dass man sich irgendwie einbuddeln kann oder so. Und genau das liefert das Game. Das ist so geil gemacht.
First, let's build a small bridge and lay down the foundation for our buildings using voxel blueprints. Although you can simply build things block by block, blueprints help to lay out bigger structures a bit faster. They are simply a collection of voxels that can be placed at once, but as they are voxels, they will blend together seamlessly however you stick them together. Once you are finished with the general layout, you can tweak and refine using single block tools anytime to create intricate shapes and decorations. After creating the building itself, you can make yourself at home using plenty of props for decorating your rooms. We have more than 100 different props in various styles and materials to start with.
Ich sehe schon Leute, die da ganze Städte aus Game of Thrones und so nachbauen werden. Da kannst du ja so derbe, guckt euch mal an, wie detailliert das hier aussieht, ne? Du kannst halt richtig krass schön mit bauen. Das ist unfassbar, wie viele Möglichkeiten das Bausystem gibt und wie einfach das zu bedienen ist.
You can also shape the terrain itself to build underground structures like caves or basement to stash all your resources and treasures. Simply use your pickaxe or modified terrain using terrain shaping tools. Furthermore, as your backpack might get full very quickly, you can also place chests. On your adventures, you will discover NPCs that you can settle in your base. You will build them a workshop and housing, and they will help you with crafting and send you on quests. Additional crafting stations and NPC props will even further expand your available crafting recipes.
Ach, Junge, was es da alles gibt, holy!
On top of that, we have farming, so you can grow
du kannst auch anpflanzen. Direkt ein TRYMACS-Game.
With fertile soil, plant seedings, and harvest your rewards.
Oh Gott, das ist ein TRYMACS-Game.
In terms of materials, we have plenty of different variety to satisfy your needs and the way you want to make your dream builds look. The world of Enshrouded is fully voxel-based, which means you have a lot of creative control to create any kind of building and even shape the terrain to your liking. Thank you for watching. You can wishlist Enshrouded now on Steam.
Ich hab's ja gesagt, sehr krasses Bausystem. So, und jetzt gucken wir uns das neueste Video an. Das ist über Survival and Exploration. Das wird jetzt sehr interessant. Soll ja eine große Welt haben. Ich glaube sogar komplett random generiert.
This is going to be our last video from the Gameplay Pillars series, so let's dive right into survival and exploration. As you begin your adventure in the world of Enshrouded, you will need to survive in the wilderness amidst the unknown. To do so, you will need to gather resources such as rocks, plants.
Warte mal, das hier sieht aus wie so Wegpunkte. Return Beacon ist das, okay. Junge, das sieht so krass schon aus.
Create essential items for your daily endeavors. Your very first task is to establish an altar of the flame, claiming your base and the humble beginnings of your future castle. Well, it starts as a hut, but let's dream big. Venturing into the woodlands to gather logs might seem quite easy at first. You will need to chop down some trees, gather logs, but in the process, you must watch out for the lively wildlife. They won't be impressed by your bare fists. The best solution right now is to run away and craft yourself some basic gear, like a sturdy shield, trusty wooden club, and come back for some action.
Und jetzt kriegen die
You can now
Wölfe.
defeat the wolves, gather experience, loot resources, and some raw food. Now, building a first basic shelter is the next important step for survival. As we finish the construction of our very first cozy hut, in order to rest, we must make sure to craft a, not so comfy bed from the workbench. Now, the real adventure begins. Your first quest, finding the blacksmith. There is a bridge that would get us to the vault where we might find the blacksmith, but unfortunately,
Das sieht
it's
alles so
been destroyed.
krass
So
aus,
we need to
ne?
go through the fog in order to reach the other side. The shroud has engulfed all of the world and we only have limited time to survive within it until we die. So we have to resurface quickly enough before our time runs out.
Da kann man nur eine
Remaining time
gewisse
can be
Zeit
seen
laufen
on
in
the
diesem
HUD and
Enshrouded
below our
Gebiet.
compass. As you are in the shroud, keep an eye on the timer.
Also
The
quasi
protection
im
against the fog won't
Shroud-Gebiet.
last forever. Find the hourglass capsules to extend your exploration time and discover secrets.
Ey, das
As we
ist ja
approach our
saugeil
quest
gemacht.
location, stealth is your ally when approaching enemy camps. You may take a different approach at first, but remember, one of the best ways is to sneak around, avoid detection, and surprise your enemies with an attack from behind for extra damage. You have conquered your opponents, gathered loot, and gained experience. Our next step is to unlock the secrets of the ancient vault, and as a reward, we will be able to set the blacksmith free to join our ranks. We can now teleport back to our cozy home by using the map and fast travel. After we teleport, it would be the perfect time
Okay, es gibt
to
auch
expand our house
Schnellreise.
and make
Ja, die Gebäude, das sieht so heftig aus, was man bauen
Now,
kann.
we have to make sure to give the blacksmith a sheltered spot. By giving a roof over your blacksmith's head, you will be able to unlock more crafting recipes. Now, let's upgrade the armor.
Und jetzt können wir schön dicke Rüstung bei dem craften, okay?
Let's go into the woods for some hunting. Hunting becomes an exhilarating challenge. Nothing screams adventure like wielding a bow.
Junge, wie krass sieht denn das Anfangsschwert aus? WTF? Das sieht ja viel heftiger aus als in den meisten anderen Games irgendwelche Endgame-Waffen. Das ist ja komplett gestört. Was ist das für ein Game, bitte? Also, das sieht so heftig alles aus. Weiß man schon, wann das released? Haben die irgendwie schon einen Termin oder so bekannt gegeben? Ich weiß nur, das soll noch dieses Jahr, glaube ich, irgendwann kommen.
Now, we need to find or craft a campfire to unleash our culinary skills and cook up a feast of delicious foods. When you cook food, you have to be careful not to overcook it. Otherwise, you will be eating charcoal for days, which I can't imagine is good for you. This is just a basic way to prepare food while you're out on adventures. You will be able to cook more advanced recipes at home. Now, the perks. Check your status tab in the character menu to see what effects different types of food have on you. You can also see if you are well rested.
Oh, okay, das unterschiedliche Essen hat Effekte wie in Valheim halt.
Poison, for example. Our next quest is to explore the Elixir Well. Let's use our glider to get there quickly. Now, as you've been leveling up through the game, you will be unlocking skill points to customize your character as you please. No restrictions here. Mix and match classes and dive into endless
Guck mal, da haben die
fun.
schon so Bilder drinne.
Feel free to experiment. Let's start with unlocking the evasion attack. Combining a glider approach towards your enemies with an evasion attack can be extremely helpful with not losing any momentum. This will let you unleash
Später 2023 steht im Internet. Eieieiei, das ist ja geistesgestört. Also das ist so viel Stuff, der kommt, ne? Also erstmal kommt ja im Oktober jetzt noch Ark Survival Ascended, was man wahrscheinlich auf Root-Servern selber hosten darf. Wenn das der Fall ist, dann werde ich voll reingehen in Ark Survival Ascended. Dann haben wir ja noch Craft Attack, was ansteht. Dann released ja das Netzwerk. Das wird sowieso gigakrass. Da werden wir also volle Kanne reingehen. Und dann kommt auch noch das Game. Das ist ja, also, wie soll man das denn alles spielen? Das ist viel zu viel, was da alles kommt. Holy.
You can take a high position by one of the Elixir's walls.
Da steht Early Access? Okay, krass. Für ein Early Access Game ist das heftig. Aber ey, finde ich gut, wenn die so eine hohe Qualität im Early Access liefern. Das sieht auch richtig gut aus.
On the approach of the well entrance, those mysterious return beacons are your saving grace. Replenish your time in the shroud and revive next to one if the worst happens. Let's climb down and explore the depths of the Elixir well. With bravery and skill, you will face a daunting boss in the well. To do that, you can use different weapons such as swords, axes, and for range combat, bows, staffs, and wands. Remember, mixing and matching any weapon is possible. As you defeat the boss, a legendary axe, hammer, or sword awaits you, enabling you to destroy the shroud root. This means that the fog will go away temporarily, but will reappear again so that if the players from your party want to do the quest again, they can. With more experience and materials, we can now unlock a forge and charcoal kiln. First of all, let's start with a charcoal kiln. You will need coal in order to start producing metal sheets at the forge. Now, let's set up the forge to craft metal sheets, which will allow you to unlock a new set of tools and new armor. So, prepare yourself. More exhilarating quests and adventures await you in the mysterious world of Enshrouded.
Echt richtig geiles Game. Ohne Witz, ich feiere es wirklich extrem. Die Leute auf YouTube können mal in die Kommentare schreiben, wie sie es finden. Und ich hoffe, dass das wirklich genauso geil wird, wie es auch in den Videos aussieht. Und dass man nicht nur einfach das Beste sieht und die schlimmen Sachen, die sind wieder so, ja, das tut man dann so ein bisschen so versuchen zu verschleiern. Aber ich glaube nicht, das sieht schon sehr krass und vielversprechend aus alles. Also wenn das wirklich so rund läuft, wie das da alles gezeigt wird, dann sehe ich da ein hohes Potenzial für ein richtig geiles neues Survival-Game. Vor allen Dingen sind da auch gerade beim Bausystem und so Ansätze bei, die finde ich sehr gut gelöst. Richtig geil, habe ich auf jeden Fall Bock drauf.